Welcome to the Explainer. So, look, if you own a business, run an agency, or frankly, if you're managing any kind of marketing budget right now, you really need to pay close attention. There is this massive shift happening as we speak. Today, we're breaking down exactly why paying for online clicks is rapidly becoming, well, one of the most expensive and inefficient ways to grow your business. We're going to map out exactly where those marketing dollars are leaking, and much more importantly, how you can fix it by shifting to a much smarter model. Let's get right into it. Okay. Let's dive into this with a simple thought experiment. I want you to imagine for a second that you own a physical brick and mortar store. Now, a marketer comes up to you and offers you a deal. They say, hey, you pay me a set fee, and in exchange, I'm going to grab a totally random person off the sidewalk and physically shove them through your front door. Would you take that deal? Like, would you seriously pay your hard-earned money just for random, totally unqualified physical foot traffic? And here's the real kicker. Would you pay them even if that random person turned right around and walked right back out 15 seconds later without ever buying a single thing? Well, probably not. I mean, in the real world, that sounds absolutely absurd, right? Yet, here is the fascinating reality. Millions of businesses do exactly this every single day online. Month after month, companies are literally spending tens of thousands of dollars buying website visitors, but not actual customers. And that brings us to what we call the click economy. We're talking about the absolute titans of digital advertising here. You know them: Google, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, and those massive display networks. Now, don't get me wrong, these platforms are incredibly powerful, but you have to understand what they are actually selling you. They aren't selling you a customer. They are not selling you a booked appointment or a ringing phone. They are simply selling you the opportunity to maybe get a customer. You're basically just buying a click, crossing your fingers, and hoping it turns into something more. And this brilliantly illustrates the problem. Let's put a real-world price tag on that gamble. Say you own an HVAC company, right? A homeowner's AC breaks down in the middle of a brutal summer heat wave, and they frantically search Google for AC repair near me. Your ad pops up, and they click it. Boom. Google just charged you $85 for that single click. But say your website takes just a second too long to load, the visitor gets distracted, and they bounce. Poof, you just paid $85 and got absolutely nothing in return. Which brings us to a pretty harsh truth. Every click is a gamble. And you, the business owner, well, you're taking 100% of the risk. A click doesn't guarantee that the person even needs your service right now. Maybe they clicked by accident. Maybe they live totally outside your service area. Guess what? It doesn't matter. The advertising platform gets paid either way. Sometimes you win the bet, sure, and sometimes you lose. But the house, in this case, big tech, they literally always win. But wait, because it gets even more expensive. You see, most business owners only really look at the sheer cost of the ad spend itself. But man, the click is just the tip of the iceberg. Think about it. Just to make a pay-per-click campaign actually work, you need lightning-fast hosting. You need highly optimized landing pages. You've got to have conversion software, call tracking software, and you're probably paying a PPC agency a hefty retainer just to manage the ongoing optimizations, the competitive bidding strategies, the split testing, the analytics. It's a lot. Before you've even said hello to a single potential customer, you are just buried in overhead and technical debt. Let's move to and see how this builds a case for a totally different approach. So what's the logical solution here? Well, we need to shift away from the gamble of paying for clicks and move toward the guarantee of paying for conversations. I mean, why spend thousands of dollars optimizing this crazy, complex digital maze just to hopefully get someone on the phone when you could literally just bypass the entire funnel and buy the phone call directly? I want you to really think about your own business for a second here. How do your absolute best, most profitable jobs actually get sold? Usually, they aren't sold by some clever headline on a landing page. No, they're sold during a conversation. Think about the steps. First, the phone rings. Second, your team explains the service to a real person. Third, that human connection and trust are built. And finally, the appointment is scheduled or the sale is closed. The phone call is where the actual magic happens. And that is exactly the foundation of what we call performance marketing, or the pay-per-call model. In short, it's a setup where the lead provider only succeeds if they generate qualified calls for you. This completely flips the script. Instead of paying a massive platform just to show your ad, you are paying a partner to deliver a live, interested human being right there on the phone. The incentives are finally aligned, right? Everyone is focused on producing real opportunities instead of just empty website traffic. Now, I know what you're probably thinking. A natural question arises right about here. Should I just go immediately turn off all my Google or Facebook ads? And the answer to that is absolutely not. Look, traditional digital advertising, when it's really dialed in, can be incredibly profitable. SEO works. Your Google business profile absolutely works. The problem isn't that these channels exist. The problem is relying exclusively on a model where you shoulder all the risk, or worse, relying on just one single source of traffic. So the crucial point is that the fastest growing businesses out there don't ask, hey, which marketing channel is best? Instead, they ask, how can I create multiple predictable streams of customers? A healthy, robust business has a diversified mix. They use Google ads and local services ads. They invest heavily in SEO. They leverage email, social media, and referral programs. And crucially, they add pay-per-call right into that mix. Diversification protects your business, plain and simple. Algorithms update, markets shift, new competitors pop up. Because of that, no single source should ever control your revenue stream. And this is exactly where a platform like Exclusive Live Calls comes into play. They are completely dedicated to generating qualified inbound phone calls for your business. So instead of logging in and trying to manage complex, overwhelming ad accounts, buyers on Exclusive Live Calls simply log in and dictate their own terms. It's awesome. You choose the specific industries you want calls for, you select your exact target zip codes, your operating hours, and you set your specific campaign budget. You are quite literally buying a direct line to someone who is already picking up the phone because they clearly need your help. Oh, and there is a really fascinating secondary opportunity here too. If you happen to be a marketing agency owner or an entrepreneur watching this explainer, Exclusive Live Calls also offers a white label platform. This means you can launch your very own pay-per-call network. Seriously, your job is simply to bring the buyers, those local businesses who desperately need calls. The platform handles all the heavy lifting for you, the underlying technology, managing the publishers driving the traffic, all that complex tracking and reporting, and yep, even the billing. It is an absolutely incredibly powerful way to scale up an agency. Now, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a really massive shift in mindset. Look, vanity metrics feel good. We all know it. It feels genuinely great to look at a fancy analytics dashboard and see thousands and thousands of website visitors. But you have got to remember this one reality. Clicks do not make payroll. Clicks do not pay your employees. Clicks do not dispatch your trucks. Clicks do not climb up and install new roofs. They certainly don't repair broken plumbing. And they don't settle legal cases for you. At the end of the day, clicks are just digital footprints, nothing more. Customers do. Real, living, breathing human beings who have an actual conversation with your team, trust your expertise, and willingly hand over their credit card. That is the only thing that actually grows a business. In an era where digital advertising is literally only getting more expensive and way more competitive, the businesses that focus relentlessly on measurable outcomes, actual conversations, they are the ones who will have a massive, undeniable advantage over everyone else still stuck chasing those vanity metrics. So I want you to leave with this final thought today. Don't build your company around clicks. Build it around conversations that turn into customers. Are you finally ready to stop gambling on clicks and start guaranteeing conversations? If so, I highly recommend visiting exclusivelivecalls.com to see exactly how it all works. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Be sure to subscribe because next time we are diving into a massive issue: why marketing agencies lose clients every month and exactly how to fix it. Believe me, you won't want to miss that one. See you then.